George the Geologist here. Today, like most days, I'm having a look at some rocks. Rocks tell us a really interesting story about how the Earth has changed through time. They let us see into the past. And a piece of rock like my conglomerate here is a really great example of that. So I can see, when I look at what this rock is made of, I'm seeing lots of little round pebbles. Everything's nice and smooth, and it's sort of glued together with some sand and mud. So to figure out the story behind this rock, a little piece like this isn't quite as useful as having a look at it outside where it originally came from. So let's go do that. So here we are. This is where that rock came from originally. A whole part of this hill has been cut away to build the road, so we get a really good look at what the rock is doing underground here. And we can see we've got a couple of different layers there in the rock. Down the bottom here, we've got lots of fine sand, so it's a sandstone. From here upwards, we start to get rock. The rock itself is made out of lots of other rocks. They're all nice and round and smooth. So this is our conglomerate. It's made up of those round tumbled river pebbles. And once we see it in the outcrop, we see it's actually, some of these pebbles are pretty big. We'd probably start calling these cobbles and boulders. At the top of our really pebbly layer, there we start to get these layers of fine sand. And as we go further and further up, we start getting into mud instead of river pebbles and river sand. So when we look at this whole outcrop, we can see this river used to be about 50 meters wide, and it was moving along pieces of rock bigger than this even. So the water had lots and lots of energy. There would have been rapids rushing down this river, tumbling big pieces of rock along. As all that rock is being tumbled along, it's getting rounder and smoother. And towards the edges of the river, the water is a little bit slower, a little bit calmer, and so that's why we're getting lots of sand. Right in the middle, where we're getting lots and lots of pebbles, the water's really fast. It's washing all the sand and the mud away. But where it's slower, out towards the edges of the river, then all that sand and mud gets left behind. So over time, as this river has changed, it's left different layers of rock behind. Now these layers of rock are about 20 million years old. So this is letting us see back into the past what this area used to look like. There was big rivers here, much more water than we have today. And to get that much water moving along that fast, there was probably some really big hills for it to build up speed as it rushed down after it rained. And we don't see those big hills anymore. They've all been eroded and washed away. Turned into pebbles like this and washed down the river, probably. So there we go. When I look at a piece of rock like this, I'm not just seeing a little brown rock. I'm seeing a whole story there. I can tell from the size and the shape of the grains and pieces of sediment inside this rock what the environment was like when it was forming. I can see that there was lots of water, that water was moving really fast. There was probably some very big hills around to get the water moving as quick as it was. And once we can put all those pieces together to see what the Earth was like in the past, we can see how it's changed to get to what we've got today, and then how it might change into the future. And that really is the job of a geologist, is to figure out how the Earth works, how it changes through time, and what it might change into in the future. Hopefully next time you're out and about and you see some rocks, you'll take a closer look and see if you can start piecing together some of these puzzles for yourself. Until then, I'll see you next time.